All right, Katie, thank you. We've made mention of where President Bush and Mrs. Bush will be throughout this day. We've forgotten to mention that Vice President Dick Cheney is now in an undisclosed secure location, similar to the way he was taken to one of those locations after September 11th a year ago. Of course, that to preserve the chain of command should something happen on this day. At ceremonies around the world today, the attack on America will be remembered. The more than 3,000 people killed will, of course, be mourned. NBC's Keith Miller is at St. Paul's Cathedral in London, where a memorial service is just getting underway. Keith, who's attending that service?
Matt, in fact, the service has just begun, a commemorative service, a service of remembrance for all of the victims, including the 68 British citizens who were killed in the attack on the Twin Towers. Prince Charles is here along with his son Harry. Prime Minister Tony Blair is here along with the U.S. Ambassador and a special representative from the emergency services in New York. New York City Police Lieutenant Frank Dwyer is here. He will be lighting the commemorative candle at the moment that the first plane hit the tower 1 year ago. At that particular moment, Matt, throughout Britain, there'll be 2 minutes of silence. All the railway stations, airplane terminals, even department stores will stop business, will stop conducting business for 2 minutes of silence throughout the country. Also, I'd like to tell you the Queen sent a message of condolence to New York City and America today, saying that the events of 9/11 threatened the freedom, innocence, and other values we all hold dear, adding, but they also inspired grace, charity, and courage. It will be a day of mourning, also a day of remembrance, and perhaps a day of hope here in London. Matt?
Keith, can you give me an idea of how some other nations are marking this occasion?
Well, interesting. It's sort of a rolling, if you will, a rolling commemorative day. It started in Auckland, New Zealand, very early this morning with church services and bells tolling throughout that country, and then it went right across the time zone. We know that there'll be a requiem sung, the Mozart's requiem will be sung in 21 different time zones. That's already started, of course, in New Zealand, going across Australia, through Asia, now entering, of course, into Europe shortly. It will end up in American Samoa, will be the last location commemorating this day worldwide, Matt.
All right, Keith Miller in London this morning. Keith, thanks very much. 19 after the hour. Once again, here's Katie.